On the outskirts of the quaint village of Elmswood, nestled between dense forests and rolling hills, stood the old Blackwood Manor. For decades, it had been the source of local legends, but none as compelling as the Moonlight Mystery. The manor's previous owner, Lady Evelyn Blackwood, was a renowned astronomer. She had spent countless nights observing the stars from her grand observatory. One fateful night, during a rare lunar eclipse, she vanished without a trace. Her disappearance had been the subject of endless speculation, but no one had ever uncovered the truth. Years later, the manor stood abandoned, its once magnificent facade now cloaked in ivy and shadows. Curious about the tales, a young journalist named Clara decided to investigate. She arrived in Elmswood on a crisp autumn evening, the full moon casting an eerie glow over the landscape. Clara's first stop was the village pub, where she hoped to gather information from the locals. Amidst the murmurs and clinking glasses, she overheard snippets of conversations about Lady Evelyn and her mysterious disappearance. And quote, some say she was taken by the spirits of the forest, and quote, whispered an elderly man. And quote, others believe she found a way to another world, and quote, added a middle-aged woman. Intrigued, Clara decided to visit Blackwood Manor that very night. As she approached the gates, she felt a shiver run down her spine. The manor loomed before her, its windows like dark, hollow eyes watching her every move. With a deep breath, Clara pushed open the creaking gates and made her way up the overgrown path. The front door, surprisingly unlocked, groaned as she stepped inside. The air was thick with dust and the scent of old books. She navigated through the dimly lit halls, her flashlight beam dancing over faded portraits and antique furniture. Finally, she reached the observatory. The large telescope still stood in the center of the room, pointed towards the sky. Clara felt drawn to the telescope. As she peered through the lens, a soft light began to fill the room. She looked up and saw the full moon shining brightly through the glass dome. Suddenly, the light intensified, enveloping her in a blinding glow. When the light faded, Clara found herself standing in a lush, moonlit forest. The air was filled with the sweet scent of night-blooming flowers, and the sound of a distant waterfall echoed through the trees. Before her stood a figure in a flowing, ethereal gown, Lady Evelyn. And quote, welcome, Clara, and quote, Lady Evelyn said with a warm smile. And quote, you have found the gateway between worlds. And quote. Clara was speechless. She had so many questions, but Lady Evelyn seemed to understand. And quote, I discovered this place during the lunar eclipse, and quote, Lady Evelyn explained. And quote, it's a realm of pure magic, hidden from the eyes of the world. I've been waiting for someone with a curious heart to share its wonders. And quote. As they walked through the enchanted forest, Lady Evelyn revealed its secrets, ancient trees that whispered forgotten tales, crystal clear lakes that showed visions of the past and future, and mystical creatures that roamed excitement and wonder. But eventually, she knew she had to return to her own world. Lady Evelyn led her back to the clearing where the moonlight was strongest. And quote, remember, Clara, and quote, she said, and quote, the magic of this place exists within you. Share its beauty with the world, and it will never be forgotten. And quote. With a final embrace, Clara stepped into the moonlight and was transported back to the observatory. The room was just as she had left it, but she felt forever changed. Returning to Elmswood, Clara wrote an article that captivated the village and beyond. She spoke of the wonders she had seen and the mysteries she had uncovered. Though some were skeptical, many believed, and the legend of the Moonlight Mystery grew even stronger. Years later, Clara would often return to Blackwood Manor, hoping to catch another glimpse of the magical realm. And each time, under the light of the full moon, she felt a sense of wonder and possibility, knowing that the mysteries of the universe were always just a step away.